It's time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson. Only on 102.9 CHTM, your radio station.
Good morning. This is City Beat. I'm CJ Carter, and we have joining me in studio today Deputy Mayor Kathy Valentino. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
Now, if you have a question you'd like to ask Deputy Mayor Valentino, you can give us a call on the on-air line. 677-8181 is the number to call. So to kick things off, what's been happening around the city?
I love how you always start off with that because there's always so much going on in this city, it seems. But
Our little city always has a lot going on.
I know. Well, let's start with a week ago when I did greetings at the Hope North Forum. That was here for the couple days at the Electman Theatre and at the Legion. Huge success. Big thank you to the organizers of the Suicide Prevention Committee here. They did a great job. Spoke at that, said welcome to spring when we were covered in ice. So I think it's important to, remember that spring's here finally in the city. We also had Relay for Life go on the weekend. Another huge success. Thank you to Donna Wilson and her volunteers for putting that on, and great effort, great turnout. Unfortunately, I missed it, but Councillor Collada was there, represented the city very well. Also had the opportunity this week, I did a ribbon cutting ceremony at the Grassroots Daycare, part of the KAO hub, right across from the high school there, if you're familiar with it, 289 Thompson Drive. Overwhelmed I was by that facility. It used to be a church when I was growing up. So congratulations to them opening up these daycare spots. It's just a great place, a great opportunity for people that are moving here, that there's some daycare spots available in a brand new facility.
For sure. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's good. That's good.
Okay. So election day is come and gone, as well as the province. We've elected a PC representative with Kelly Bindle as our new MLA, which got me thinking: what kind of relationship does the city have with the MLA? How does that back and forth work?
Well, the relationship with our new MLA actually started yesterday. So we have already met our Legislative and Governmental Affairs Committee, and we've already identified some issues or some things that we want to advocate on, that we want to sit down already and have that face-to-face meeting with him with some concerns and things that we want to be addressed with him to bring to the new government. So I think it's a relationship that you build, and we want to be the forefront. We want to, obviously, we'll send out our letters right away to the new government. We thank the past work that Steve Ashton has done in our city and in our north. So, and we thank all the candidates that have ran. So the city just continues on with their role of advocating and lobbying for issues that we're working on here within the city.
Alrighty. Now, on another note with the election that I thought was kind of interesting, R.D. Parker held their own mock election on Monday, and their numbers had a majority of votes going to former MLA Steve Ashton. Now, what do you think that says about the youth vote and how they looked at each candidate's campaigns?
First off, I want to say that that's great that they ran this, because I think that we have to get our youth involved in voting and how important it is, and I don't think that we do a good job of that. So I kudos to them for putting this on. I think the fact that they voted somebody in, this is just my own personal opinions, obviously, but the fact that they did this, they had this mock vote, and who they voted for to win didn't, I think great opportunity now for them to go back and for the kids to learn about the difference and maybe what was spoken on the election and where the differential was, and who got elected and who didn't, and the difference. I think it's a great learning tool for them. Absolutely.
Quick reminder to those listening, if you have a question you'd like to ask Deputy Mayor Valentino, you can give us a call right now, 677-8181. Now, coming up tonight, the city has their public hearing regarding the 2016 financial plan. City Council chambers starting at 7 o'clock. Now, for those listening that haven't had the chance to look at it yet, what are some of the bigger details in it? What sort of feedback are you going to be looking for here?
Well, I'm not going to unveil all the great things that are going to happen in it, so people will have to come and
oh, of course,
or they can watch Shaw, because Shaw's going to be there tonight, and they will be. So if your people aren't there tonight, typically we don't have a very good turnout, so it'll be posted on our website, the entire financial presentation already starting tomorrow on Friday, and it will also be able to be watched by Shaw when they put it on Channel 11. And we've spent the last day yesterday, both parts of the day, already doing the presentation to our employees, because we go through it all with them before we give it to the public. So, and it was, we had turnout from staff in the morning and in the afternoon presentations, and we had some good questions and some good feedback from them also. So what happens tonight, there is an opportunity for some questions to be asked. It's not a debate or anything, it's a presentation. If people have questions, we'll try and answer them, and they can always feel free to contact us by email or City Hall or through our website or Facebook page or our Twitter account if they have questions. Council has done a first reading of it at our last council meeting, and then it'll go to council this coming Monday again for the second and I think the third reading also.
Okay. It looked like we had a caller a little bit earlier. Hopefully they're still listening and can give us a call back. 677-8181 if you have a question that you want to ask. Now, the Relay for Life was this past weekend as well. Now, I'm not too sure the numbers of how much they raised, but it was a very well-attended event. Can you talk about the importance of the community coming together for events like this?
Well, I think any time that our community gets together for a cause is a great thing. And this one is a cause, the Relay for Life for the cancer fight. It seems like it's a cause that affects all of us somehow, or we've known someone, or it just really brings back, it almost humbles people, I think, to attend and to give. And the volunteer efforts and the amount of people that show up is overwhelming. And I think that for our city, we have to continue to advocate that the volunteers and the money that gets made at this event stays here, and that we continue to speak up and get the chemo ward done and advocate for our patients and our families that are dealing with cancer and how it affects our own community. I really strongly believe that these kind of events like Relay for Life are something we all have to be a part of, because it somehow has to benefit our community, us here in the city of Thompson, and our hospital and our chemo ward. And I believe that's a fight or an advocacy that we have to always fight for.
Absolutely. Now, looking ahead to this weekend, we have the Women of Distinction Awards taking place on Saturday. Could you talk a little bit about what the importance is of recognizing women in our community?
Well, I could be a little biased on that, I would think.
I also had these written out for the mayor. I didn't realize you were coming today.
Sure. You know what? This is a very distinguished event. When I say humbling, I think it is for these women. Our women in our community, we have some great leaders. They have some tremendous knowledge and volunteer efforts that they've put in for many, many years. I think it's fantastic that they get the recognition that they deserve. I'm probably going to get some grief on this one, but I know my mom was one of the nominees a few years back. I don't even know if she won or not, but I think she might have. I can't remember. Paul might be able to help me out. I'm going to get in trouble for this, I know, but it's a very, very prestigious event to go to, and I think that honoring women and their work and having their voices heard for all the efforts that they do in the city is a good thing, and it's a good night. And it's a lot of volunteer effort to put that on. So kudos to the event organizers and to go through the process of the nominations and the selection crew, because that's hard to do. So good job by all of them. And Mayor Fensky will be there too, actually. I think he's handing out the award or speaking at it.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah.
Now, was there anything else that you wanted to mention before we wrap up?
Yeah, I got a couple things for you.
Great.
So don't forget that May, which is around the corner, is going to be our spring cleanup month in the city. And I know that, we got the snow melted. Things look a little bit dirty right now, but we are in the process. We're starting the sweeping of the lawns. A safety share for everybody listening is when we start to sweep and stuff, there's lots of dust. And sometimes it's hard to see. So if you're driving your vehicles and you're a little bit behind the machines, please be cautious of that. My second safety share is please stay off the river. You kids on your bikes, you're booting around now. People in general, the river is unsafe. So please, we have that advertised on our website and in the newspaper, but please stay off of that while we get to our spring thaw. Potholes are a concern. We know that. If you have some bad ones, please phone our Public Works Department. They'll identify where your pothole situation may be. We do have crews out there starting to fill those. A couple other things that are going to start going on also in May is obviously your CHTM trade show is coming up on May the 6th.
Thanks for the plug.
Absolutely. And a good fundraiser this weekend coming up on Friday night is our Rotary Club is having their Steak and Spud fundraiser. And I think it's important that we remember the Rotarians. They're a great service club in our town or city, and they've done some great things over the past. So great event to if you can support it in any way, even buy a ticket or whatever. I know Tom here is a Rotarian, and I'm sure you could get tickets from him if you need to. So that's a good event coming up this weekend, along with the Women of Distinction Award. Mm-hmm. And don't forget Knights of Columbus. Those kids are on the schools. They're all practicing for that. That is the next Friday, right? The 29th?
I believe so,
yeah,
yes.
Next Friday at the arena, and that's always a crazy day. If you're new to town, you got to go check that out. It's good.
Oh, absolutely plan on it. Thanks, Kathy, for coming down and giving us your time today. That's it for this edition of City Beats. Make sure to join us every Thursday at 11:30 to find out what's happening around the city and City Hall. For 102.9 CHTM, I'm CJ Carter.
City Beat will be back next Thursday morning at 11:30 with more.